The Lightning Knights are a group of medieval-themed superheroes who guard the sixth dimension and other dimensions from evil. Very protective and courageous, the Lightning Knights seek to protect the weak and battle evil and those who threaten life in the universe. The Knights follow the code of do right and fear not. The group operate from the Thunder Tower, their headquarters in the sixth dimension. It's unknown what the building looked like or what facilities it had, but an old observatory is used. The Lightning Knights appear to have the technology to move between dimensions, although it is equally possible to use the amulet's power to accomplish this. In the real world, they need to heal themselves with controlled electricity, for example with a transformer. Otherwise, they will fade out of existence. While most of the knights appear human, it's possible with having a cyborg in their ranks, any type of being was included, as long as they followed the after-mentioned code. It is believed that the Lightning Knights were formed by Zor, the mysterious creator of the amulet. Their members include Sparks, a young woman and sidekick to Ace. While overconfident and impatient, she is a great fighter and loyal to her fellow knights. Unlike the other knights shown in the series, she doesn't appear to possess any superpowers, but she does wield the Sword of Jacob, a weapon that can fire blasts of electricity and rides the lightning flash, and high-tech hovercraft that can be summoned and only used by Sparks herself. She made her first appearance in the episode Nobody's Hero, after being summoned by Mark Hollander after finding two pieces of the amulet. While it takes a while for her to warm up to him, she does accept Mark as one of the knights and fights alongside him for the rest of the series. Random Virus, a cyborg who suffers from multiple personality disorder, with the good side showing his lack of trust to himself but also his bravery as a knight, while his evil side shows an aggressive warrior who wishes to eliminate all weaknesses, mainly involving anything to do with virtue and friendship. As a cyborg, Random has superhuman strength, being able to go toe-to-toe with other characters who are just as strong as him. He's also shown to be very durable and may even possess electrokinesis. He made his first appearance in Once Upon a Hero and is constantly battles between the other Lightning Knights and the villains of the show. To this day, it's still unknown how Random became a cyborg, but it is hinted at it might have been after a ferocious battle. Ace Lightning. The title character himself, Ace was sent to apprehend Lord Fear and his gang of henchmen and send them to prison in the sixth dimension. His other mission was to retrieve the shattered fragments of the amulet of Zor from Lord Fear's hideout, the Carnival of Doom. However, through a series of untold events, Ace, Lord Fear, and his gang ended up travelling through the data stream to a small town. There, Ace enlisted a 13-year-old called Mark Hollander as his sidekick, and together, along with other allies, battle Lord Fear to save the world. Ace possesses the standard powers of a superhero. Ace has the ability to jump and fly at the speed of electricity, capable of leaping great distances and heights, and can fly even faster speeds. His greatest ability is his superhuman strength. He demonstrates great strength, lifting the heavyweight anvil and tossing him through the air, slamming his full weight on the ground and dropping him in a dumpster. By combining his strength and speed together, it allows him to baffle his enemies. But his trademark ability is the power to discharge blasts of electricity from his hands, using his wrist cannons to fire these attacks. In the second season, Ace gets an upgrade called the Ring of Flame, which allows him to fire several projectile attacks of flaming rings. Ace has multiple attacks when firing his wrist cannons. His standard attack is a blast of electricity, but he bends it into various forms like lightning spears, an electric orb which can pursue a target, and he can even create electricity prison bars. Ace's strongest demonstrated attack is an ability to cover his own body in electricity and then vanish in a flash of lightning. Ace's power depends on a supply of absorbed energy, and when it runs low, it needs to be restored by an electrical energy source. Ace uses several pieces of weaponry to fight his enemies, most notably the lightning lance. Tesla was a humanoid cat-type knight that was scrapped from the actual show. It's unknown what their personality is or what powers they would have had, but one noteworthy aspect of the character is that they would have been the only non-human knight. It's currently unknown how many knights there actually is, but it's implied to be an invested organisation. In the video game adaptation, which appears to be a prequel to the series, Ace, Sparks and Random are seen in the opening cutscene. However, only Ace is playable in the actual game, as he travels through the Carnival of Doom, finding fragments of the amulet and fighting many enemies. He uses the lightning lance as his primary weapon, but he can use his whisk cannons when the lance runs out of power. For some reason, Ace doesn't use any of his superpowers in the show, and if low on health, has to find lightning juice to recharge. Random Virus appears in the game, but only as a boss in the Cranberg Castle level. Sparks only appears in the opening cutscene and credits, but is playable in the GBA version of the game. They have a number of weapons with a medieval gimmick to them to match their title. The Lightning Lance, a high-tech lance weapon, coloured white with a blue blade. The Lightning Lance is the primary weapon used by Ace, capable of firing off electrical blasts. Shield of Justice, a large medieval shield coloured white and red with a yellow lightning bolt shape on the front. The user can use the shield to absorb projectile attacks and fire them back at an opponent. Sword of Jacob, a double-edged sword used by Sparks in battle. It can fire purple or pink-coloured lightning bolts. It's very similar to the lightning lance. Wrist cannons, the primary weapon of choice of the Lightning Knights. The cannons can fire controlled electrical blasts in several forms. Mark Hollander gets a wrist cannon of his own in Series 2, covering his hand and lower arm. Random Virus has a singular wrist cannon that can project fireballs, which is only seen in the video game. Sparks has wrist cannons, but doesn't appear to use them. The Lightning Flash. Sparks uses this aircraft to travel, since she is unable to fly like Ace can. The Lightning Flash is a jet-powered silver aircraft resembling a cross between a jet ski and a shark. It flies at the speed of electricity. The Lightning Knights have some knowledge of cybernetics, as seen with Random Virus's physical appearance. That's all I can say about the Lightning Knights for now. Due to the obscure nature of the show, it is hard to find more facts about them. However, in the next file, we'll be taking a look at the many colourful villains featured in the series.